Hi, welcome on the R programming channel from Dynamic DataScript. In this video, we will learn how to use dplyr by example. So I won't go into the details of the implementation of each of the dplyr function, but I will show you a classic dplyr workflow. During this video, we will use a dataset from a scientific article. It is published in the journal PLOS ONE, and it's an open access journal, so you can go and get access to the data and you can read the article yourself. This article is about the effect of vegetation structure on the chance of a lion getting its prey. I thought it was a pretty cool data set, so this is what we are gonna use. If you go at the bottom of this page, you will find a link to the dataset, but I will put the link in the description below. So we can just copy the link and bring that link into R, and I'll show you how to very quickly load those data into R. To load your data in R, you will need the download function. So we'll use download file, and we will copy the hyperlink. We will write the name of the file that we will download, and so let's save it as df.csv. If you run that, it will download the dataset. It's a small CSV file. It will download it onto your computer in your current working directory, and it will save it as df.csv. And then we will load df.csv, and we'll load it into df. And so that's it. We have the dataset here. 882 observations, 13 variables. Let's look at it very quickly at what they are by clicking this little icon here. This data set seems to contain lion IDs, the sex of the lion, ones and zeros in a column whether it did a kill or not, the type of prey, and we see that there are some unknowns. I have played a little bit with this data set before, so I don't know that one thing to note is that here the prey species is not always written exactly the same. You can see here there is no capital K, and here there is a capital K. This seems to be a row ID, and then at the end we have some data point about the view shed. That's how far can the lion see, and then the distance from the closest downwind cover, and then distance to any cover. Let's say that the first thing we want to do is to clean up the column prey species. So just to have an idea of what we are working with, we will apply the unique function to the variable prey species, and so just to know what type of variability we are dealing with. So we see there are 32 different ways to call a species in this data set, and so we have kudu, unknowns, and then we have an empty string, and then several animals, and sometimes there are qualifiers to those prey species. So we won't get it super clean. The goal of this video is not to actually learn some stuff about lions, but just to learn how to clean data. First thing, let's say that our goal is going to be to remove those two types of species, the unknowns and the empty species. And we'll do that using the filter function. And so we'll apply the filter function on df itself. I will save it as df1 so we can see a bit the impact of what we are doing on this data set. And so filter will keep every rows that are returned as true. I would ask to give back actually all prey species that are not equal to unknown. Df filter, no. Oh, so we first have to load the package dplyr. Now R was trying to use another function called filter, and it couldn't figure out what I wanted. So it doesn't work more. I didn't run the function dplyr, did I? Now it works. Okay. So as you can see, we have removed about 20 rows. Those that contain the unknown. Let's say that I wanted to give it another condition. So I want those that are not equal to unknown and that are also not empty. To remove the empty rows, we will say that we also want the case where ncar is above 0, where the number of character in the column pre-species is above 0. So ncar requires a character vector, and this is because I forgot to tell the read CSV function that it should not read as factor. This happens often and is the source of a lot of bug. So now we see that we have 388 rows. If we do our unique on the data frame df1, we should see that unknown and the empty strings are not there anymore. So now to keep cleaning our data, we will use the function mutate. Here you can see that I use the pipe operator, and this is an operator that is loaded when you load the package dplyr. What it actually does is that it gives the result of the function filter, which gives back usually a data frame, and input that into the first argument of the next function. So if I use the mutate function here, the first argument usually is my data frame, but now I will omit that because I have used the pipe operator. And so what we will do now is that we will change our column pre-species to all to lowercase. We'll override this column with the same value, but with lower cases. And if we reapply unique on df1 for pre-species, we can see now everything is in lowercase. Let's say now that we wanted to know the number of species that each lion killed. To do that, we will do first a group by, and then we will group by lion and species, because we want to know the number of species that each lion killed. And then we will summarize our data points. And so we will aggregate our data points, and the aggregation we'll do is that we will sum the state kill 1 or non-kill 0, and I'll just remove the df. I used it to give me the name of that column. NB killed. So this is the number of prey that was killed. Now we will run that. Species at prey point species. Here we go. So we can see here that Ardlim, the lion Ardlim, has killed 2 buffalo, 1 eland, and 20 kudu, etc. But if I wanted to sort my results by the highest number of kill to the lowest, and so I would use this for descending order on NB killed. And let's look at our result, df1. So you can see that the lion Jess has killed 38 ostriches. Same for John. John was 33, and then Gina got 22 kudu, and on and on. Only one dplyr verbs remain, and this is the select function. And so I often use the select like that at the end to reorder my columns, or to rename them too. So let's say that I wanted to rename my lion ID for just lion, so it's a bit shorter and cleaner. Instead of prey species, I would want only prey. Number killed is fine, so I want it, and so I can just give it back like this. Okay, and then I print my data set, and you see that the select function had the effect of renaming those columns. You can also use select to only take a subset of your data set. And so if my data set had been very big, I could have used my select just right at the beginning like that. And then I could have used my select function here on the F. And then I could have asked for only to keep the lion ID columns. And then I would have wanted also the prey and state killed or not, and this is quite a long name, so I would have needed that column too. And then let's say that I would have saved it as the column is killed equal, and then I would have in this case used is killed, which would have been a bit easier there. and that would be it. And I could actually have just renamed it just at the beginning like that, and then skip my last select, and then make sure that I use the right column name throughout. So I would have used lion everywhere that I have lion ID, and I would have used prey everywhere that I have prey species. Would have been shorter, and it would have been a good idea. So let's run that, and you can see that prey is not found. Oh, I didn't send it, I didn't use the pipe, and then that's it. So you see that this would have been equivalent, and it's just another way to use the select function. So this was an example on how to use dplyr. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.